Greetings and welcome to another musical adventure in time travel. The last series of musical adventures in time travel videos have featured this wonderful instrument, a modern replica of the ancient Greek Kithara, the large wooden lyre favoured by the professional musicians of ancient Greece, lovingly handmade in modern Greece by Luthieros, with this wonderful vibrato mechanism. Amazing thing. So in the last few lessons I showed you basically how to tune to all the ancient Greek modes just by two semitone adjustments on two of the strings. In this little lesson I'm going to show you how you use just intonation on this wonderful lyre. What is just intonation? Well, unlike modern equal temperament, in just intonation the symmetry of the musical intervals are wonderfully pure because only whole note ratios are used to divide the scale up, and by using whole note ratios the resulting intervals are obviously going to be more symmetrical and the sound is amazing, much more intense sounding, much more focused. If you play a triad on a piano you can hear this horrible shimmery sound which is caused by the out of phase beat waves you get in equal temperament, because in equal temperament only the octave is pure, all the other tones are just not quite right, particularly the third. In equal temperament the third is noticeably sharp and jagged, whereas in just intonation it's lovely, smooth and rounded. So how do we tune in just intonation? Well, you go to the Google Play Store and download this wonderful device. This is the Clear Tune app, and it only costs about £2 and it's amazing. So on the Clear Tune app, once you've downloaded it, you press the little information button there and that gives you a display of all the different options. Now the temperament I use is called Pythagorean just. I don't know quite how this correlates to actual surviving works on ancient Greek tuning systems, but to me Pythagorean just on the Clear Tune app sounds almost the same as Ptolemy's intense diatonic scale, one of these wonderfully pure systems of just intonation. So select Pythagorean just. You can also change the calibration of A. Instead of modern concert pitch with A at 440 Hz, you can select a slightly lower one. In this case I've used A at 432 Hz, not because this is the resonance of the cosmos like you find in some of the new age nonsense clogging the internet these days about 432 Hz. It's simply because it's slightly easier on my slightly dodgy baritone voice whenever I try and sing along with my Kithara, and also it tends to enhance the lower register of the strings, and basically it sounds less modern because it's not a standard modern pitch. So that's why I use 432 Hz. That's the only reasons. Right, so I've selected 432 Hz. Now in just intonation, rather than equal temperament, you need to specify the temperament root, because in just intonation, to make all the intervals perfectly symmetrical, it's all based on the starting note of each mode you play, so you've got to put your starting note of the mode that you're in as the temperament root. Now, as I mentioned before, I treat all my lyres as transposing instruments, so I'm going to call the temperament root here as G, because I'm going to tune to the equivalent intervals as G to J on the white notes of the piano, called the Hypophrygian Mode, because in the next lesson I'm going to show you how to play one of the surviving pieces of ancient music in the Hypophrygian Mode. That's the Epitaph of Seikilos, the only complete piece of music we have from ancient Greece. So that's going to be a temperament root of G. Just to confuse matters, it's the actual pitch that's going to be coming out of this thing is going to be slightly different. It's going to be an A flat because, as I treat it as a transposing instrument. just easier to think in terms of C to C. So let's just, without further ado, put all that data in and go back to the Clear Tune app. Here it is on this little tuning wheel. Select the tuning, oh, I've gone off it. Here we are. So it's got this tuning tones you can tune to, which is quite useful, or you can follow the dial. So I'm just going to select the bottom string, which is going to be C. But remember, it is going to come out at a slightly different pitch because I'm treating it as a transposing instrument. That's coming out as a C, so I'm going to tune to that. Lo and behold, that's fine. So just moving along to the next note, D. Ooh! I mean, look, that's in tune as well. The next string, D, then E. I'm very lucky today, it's all in tune. Then we have F. Ooh, that's out. Oops, wrong note. That's your F. Then we have G. A little bit sharp. That's fine. So and then after G we go to the A. That sounds fine to me. And B. I'm very lucky that's in tune as well. Then D. Oops. I lost the... I went to the wrong dial then. Bit sharp. Then the top note D. Bit sharp. So that's, excuse me, that's roughly now tuned up a little bit, and this gives a nice pure sound. And we're all nicely in tune to the ancient Greek Hypophrygian mode and ready to go with the next lesson, which is going to show you how to play the Epitaph of Seikilos. I hope this all makes sense, and I shall see you very soon. Bye for now.